Hi, welcome to the channel. This weekend I've been at a 2-day Warhammer tournament put on by Sanctum Gaming Group, and it was a fantastic time. Massive thanks to the organisers for a well-run tournament and for feeding us such lovely food. I'll put some details in the description and I highly recommend their events. A really lovely group of people, nice mix of factions and abilities, and I can't wait to go again. My first game was against a knowledgeable Chaos Knights player, and in fact he went on to win the tournament, which wasn't a shock. It was player-placed terrain, and this was excellent as I got to hide Angron. My opponent positioned well though to restrict Angron's base from charging easily. This was a clever move. He had first turn and stayed back, so I went for it and got 2 charges in with my 8-bound, but they ended up trading down, not killing enough considering they were killed easily afterwards. Then started a funny, not funny inability for me to make any charges. I failed them all. Angron didn't make 1 charge the whole game and didn't do anything. Also failed with Skarbrand, the Master of Executions. So many key moments. Dread Test was a killer, and I forgot how strong Chaos Knights actually are. I was a bit silly positioning the Scorpion and it was out of position for most of the game, and only on my last turn I managed to get a charge with the Scorpion and kill a Knight to make it a draw. 80 points to 80, yikes, that was close. Game 2 was against the Votann. I've never played them before, and oh my god, they're shooting. Auto-wounding every gun is so powerful, and against my T8 big boys, any gun getting through is so good. Even worse for me with the auto-wounding in melee too. It meant their chaff squads punched well above their weight in melee and killed my berserkers. Very killy game. In turn 2, I thought I had nothing left. Angron did work this time. Skarbrand was my MVP. Angron actually came back a few times, which is always fun. So close and could have gone either way, but I managed to remove all his units and take a full point win. I probably should have been more cagey at the start. Game 3 against Speed Freak Orks. So many vehicles, it was like a parking lot. An Orc speciality is weight of dice and it's real scary. I went second, which allowed the car park to move out. I failed lots of charges through the game, which seems standard now. Angron was my MVP. He stood up 4 times and survived right to the end. Skarbrand came in from reserves, failed his charge and then died, but it did take the entire army a whole turn to kill him. It ended up being very close, which was a surprise. And my last turn charge to kill his war boss helped and gave me the moral victory. It was funny when my drop pod tried to charge his plane, and the fact that Angron came back so many times, it was like having an extra 1,500 points in my army. Game 4 on the Sunday was Space Wolves, and as my last game, it was a nice matchup really. Both melee armies, but he had lots of units to get my Blood Tithe points, and I managed to get a good train layout, and I started the Scorpion on the field, so first turn, I got to push him up and swarm the board. Because I went first, I managed to get 2 critical first turn charges and traded really well, killing both his 2 big melee units and losing my 8-bound, but that was what their job was. Angron went uninjured, so I racked up lots of Blood Tithe points with loads of army buffs, and this was excellent. I was just able to kill too much, and I tabled the Wolves in my 3rd turn, and then went on to max out the game. So 2.5 wins out of 4, and I'm really pleased with that, and in fact, I got the 3rd highest points total. Really fun tournament, and to be honest, my list actually worked really well, even though it's not competitively optimum. Angron is a bit of a weird unit to have. He does kill anything, but most of the time, he does nothing. But it's just an amazing distraction card effects. Next up in my final tournament at 9th is going to be Krieg, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.